What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to STL Sunday. I'm right on time. If you don't know what STL Sunday is, or 3D Printing Sunday as we call it as well, the purpose of this show is to go through the process of modeling up a item, a scale item, a ridiculous item, something that is generally made to be 3D printed. I give you guys the files, but more so than anything, it's the actual going through the thought process of what I do to model up an item. I don't go through every individual step necessarily. It's more of an exercise or things that you can just do to watch something come together, maybe give you the confidence to jump in, because 3D modeling, you can start anywhere and just work your way up. It's a skill set, but practicing is the best way to go. For this series, we use Fusion 360, which is a CAD program that you can get for free through Autodesk with a personal license. It's a little bit of a pain, but you can get it. It's just, you got to work through their steps. Either way, today, this is the last episode of Fusion 360, or of, what do we call this? STL Sunday, before Christmas. So in addition to one of the scale items that I wanted to do tonight, I wanted to do something that was also Christmas related. So I think we're going to do like Santa's sleigh, but have it ready for 1.9s to be bolted onto it rather than the traditional skis. So there you go. That is the plan. Thanks everybody for checking in. Appreciate it. Any good recommendations for shot? It's wrong program for that one. Josh has a sweater on, must be 50 degrees. You know what? It could be even a little chillier than that. It was a little cold today. So best beginner printer. I think I've got a link in the description to my suggestions for that. Standard Ender 3 Pro 2. I don't know which one it is. I can't remember. So Tor is here watching live as well. Good to have you from Norway, my friend. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to switch over to our Fusion. Today, the first thing that we're going to work on is a tire balancer. Again, I've put a picture of what we're going to work on below me here. That way, when people join out of nowhere, we don't have to do the whole thing of, what are you working on? I've tried to fix that. I think we're improving. Hey, thank you, TGH, for the donation. Make sure you add a 3-gear mount and a place for an ESC and receiver. Appreciate it, sir. Thank you much. So the first project we're going to work on is this tire balancer that you see right below me here. This is just going to be something that kind of fun to have in your scale shop. We are going to have to make it fairly good size so that it actually fits with at least a 1.9 tire. So that's going to be a bit of something to take into consideration. And I think to do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with a sketch on the side. And that way I can take and just I'm going to draw a rectangle, and then I'm going to draw a circle. If we do a 4.75 inch tall tire, and we want some clearance off of the ground. I'm just going to make this sketch so that I kind of can give myself some proportions and I kind of know what to do. And I think that, we'll put it on the center line. I'm going to draw a construction line down to the origin. None of this is really something I plan on using as the actual dimension at 65 millimeters. I like the look of that. But that gives us an idea. Now I can kind of just base. We'll go with like a 75 millimeter base when we start. And then from there, that gives us an idea. Make sure we can spin it with a motor. And you're getting awfully needy with your demands for free scale accessories. So, like I said, this isn't a sketch that I plan on using. I just wanted to have it there so that I could work on some dimensions. So from there, I'm going to start a new sketch now. We're going to start with a rectangle based at the origin. I just determined that I want it 75 millimeters wide, or deep, I guess that dimension was. We could even make it, let's go a little bit deeper. Let's go 85. And let's do the front profile at 75. How about that? Now we're going to hit Q, and that's going to allow us to, it's a hotkey so that we can go with our extrude. That was a hotkey that I did not know, and Brett from Brazen Scale had mentioned it, and now it's another little hotkeys that I should spend more time learning, but I don't spend as much time in Fusion as I should to pick up all of those. So that's a big old block, right? Now I can turn off that first sketch if I like, just to, oops, not the body. I want to turn off the sketch of the first one. Now, I would like this to at least be something that can spin. I don't, let me think about this. I know what we could do. I'm going to, I have an idea. I have a plan. So we're going to grab that center plane. Now, how far did I determine that I needed that center sketch to be? So if I mount, or I kind of match that up at the center, thinking if I do, that's a 60 millimeter there. I'm thinking if we do a kind of a larger flywheel in the center, we could have it so you could spin it from the back. It's a possible idea. Do you plan on putting some ballast weight or something so a 1.9 wheel tire doesn't flip it over? I am going to do that, but also if you see in the photo below me, it also has a foot that comes out underneath of the tire itself, and we're definitely going to have to add that because that's for sure going to be an issue. But also at the same time, I think having a way to be able to weight it in the bottom would be nice. We'll play it by ear and figure out what the if people having the argument about what's a jacket and what's a coat again, that might have been my fault the first time. Let's see. So, okay, I was going through and kind of thinking through a way to make this. Ooh. Put a little bit of width on this. I think we're just going to go an overall distance of 10 millimeters. This will, like most of these things that we end up doing, hopefully this makes sense more as we move forward. But until then, it likely will not. Now, I'm going to again do this with a bearing design, but I will try and make sure to include some bearing or bushing replacements that you can print in case you do not want to use a bearing. So this is going to be more with like 10 by 15 by 4 bearings, which are like typical knuckle bearings. This is going to be a join. So that's 10. I need to take it to 14. That'll get me through the bearing. Actually, we're going to go to 15 because I need to put a surface on there to keep the bearing from rubbing onto the other surface. Do that. We're just going to do an offset of that of 1. Perfect. We're going to do 2 directions again. I'm going to do 1 this direction. Oops. I guess we're going to do -1. And then in the second direction, we're going to do there. That'll give us a little bit of shoulder so that the bearing slides on and actually rests against that instead. Josh, you can buy flat lead bars for cheap. Maybe make a shelf on the bottom. I was thinking that, or even like if you have, fishing weights, lead shot or sand. You go out in the kids' sandbox and grab some sand. Whatever, Play-Doh. What I'm sure you guys can figure out. You guys can figure out something that weighs. Use some coins. Fill it with pennies. Those are, about as cheap of an option. What happened to my... It was weird. That one disappeared. One. Okay. This one, is this only one? Because this looks like more. Yep. Okay. This one only looks like a half is why I'm confused. It says it's a half a millimeter. What? Something's funny. Okay, sorry. Josh, is there going to be any sort of suspension that is going on this? This is not the Santa sleigh. Santa sleigh is going to come later, if that's what you're talking about. This is going to simply be the tire balancer. And I'm pretty sure that those don't have any. Now, this whole thing that we're doing in here, this will make more sense in a moment. That's technically inside of that box right now. So now I'm going to do another cut on the outside. I'm going to hit P for project, grab that. We're going to offset that. That's 10 millimeters, so we're going to go 5.25. That's going to go in -4. Oops, I need to... Okay. So that's going to be another bearing on the outside. And lastly, I need to do we're going to do an 11 millimeter hole that goes through the center. I don't need it to go all the way through. We're just going to go there for now. We can fix it a little bit later. Oops, and I need to edit. That's only going to cut body one. So, does any of this make sense to you guys still? Now, rather than try and have you guys have to come up with a hub or anything like that, I'm going to try and make this so that I can put a 12 millimeter hex over it and save you guys the hassle of trying to figure out. But what I can do is make a few of them so that you can adjust the offset depending on the size of your wheel. I don't want to space it out for 4.75 and then you end up with a, let's see. Do I have Don't. That doesn't have a hub on it. Let me grab a wheel real quick. Let me grab a couple. Well, I don't have any non-vanquish, so that's not going to give me a very good cross section. So we're going with this one. What I'm going to do is measure from the backside face of the tire by just putting a straight edge over it. Then I'm going to measure down to the inside face of a... So 17.6. Now I'm using VXT tires. Those are pretty narrow tire. So it gives us Gives us a something to compare to at least. So I'm going to do offset from here, 18. That tells me where the end of it would be or should be. Call it. So I'm going to do, like I said, I'm going to make it. It's one of those things like you're not going to want to leave a tire in here for too long. It'll want to, without doing a true metal shaft or anything like that, it's just not going to be the most beefy thing. But if I was going to leave it in there in a shaft or something like that, then I would prop it up of some sort. We're going to do that. Now this is not going to be the proper size hex because if I want the bearings to slide over, I have to make sure that the outside version is smaller first. But again, just trying to make sure that this is all printable. Oops. So this is, we're going to go 7.5. Cute. We're going to make a cut and we're going to go in -10. That's fine. Like that. Now we're going to do a do an offset of 0.5 negative. And then we're going to do another polygon. Do that. And that is going to be a 12 millimeter hex. So that, there we go. Hopefully everyone's following me. I haven't caught up with chats yet. So, we got that. I would put a hole through the shaft for a pin so we could use an actual hex. Then there would be, bearing will slide over. I would put a hole through the shaft for a pin and we could, yeah, but then you have to either have that, like I'm just trying to make this simple. Otherwise you'd have to have the hardware, have the pin, and all of that type of stuff. And it's just, all of it just keeps compounding and being a little bit more of a pain just further and further. So that's what I'm trying to avoid if possible. So that would be a 12 millimeter hex. Hit OK. Or did I hit join with that? Edit. That needs to be a new body. We're going to throw some color on it just so we know. That gives us that. Now, if I grab this, I need to okay. I'm going to create a plane, offset plane from the bottom. We're going to drag that up to the midpoint, which is right there at 65. Hit OK. And then we're going to use the split body command, which is right up here. We can select that. The body to split is the main body of the machine. And we select the plane and hit OK. And now we actually have two halves, which is nice. So the top and bottom half are separate now. It's a handy tool in certain situations. Not all, but some. We're gonna drop down that. I don't know where it just created that sketch, but that's okay. So we're going to, I'm going to make a cut that's slightly bigger than that flywheel that we made. 63. I'll hit Q. And I'm just going to go forward by 0.5. And then the other direction, we're going to go, what would that be? 10.5. Objects to cut is only going to be body 4. I'm going to actually turn back on body 1 and allow it to cut that as well. Okay, turn that back off. Now we have to make our bearing pockets. So I'm going to, we're a 0.5 millimeter into the step on each side. So we have to take that into account when we create these pockets. That. These bearings are 10 by 15s, so this is 15.5, we're going to say. We're going to go 2 sides. This side we're going to go 4 point, we're just going to say 7.5, give ourselves a little bit more wiggle room. This direction we're going to go 10.75. Oops, no, 14.75. There we go. Hit OK. Oh, I need to adjust that. Go back on, turn back on body 1. Make sure it cuts both of those. So you guys see what we have going on there. Now, there'll be a bearing that sits there, there, and out here. Now, I didn't do, let me check the depth of this. That is exactly 4. So I need to, hey, Ryan Frey, I appreciate the donation. No question or anything, just donation. Thank you, sir. I'm going to turn those off. We're going to create that step like I was saying. So this will be actually 12 total. And oh, that's why it's only 12. We can actually go to 13 just to give it a little bit of a. We're going to turn that back on, and this is going to be negative 0.5. Negative 1. So again, just something to make sure that our, wait, I'm doing this the wrong one. No, I did that backwards. I put the flange in the wrong part. My bad. This needs to be at 14. Why is this? I made this thing completely the wrong size because that should only be a 15 millimeter total OD. So where did I make this cut? Because something is not there. Okay, hold please while I figure out where I screwed up. Is it that one? It is that one. Something is way off. This and dimension. Okay. There we go. I still screwed up the other part, but that outside dimension was way off. So we got that. Okay. Now, hopefully we have everything set correctly. Nope, I still am selecting the wrong spot. Inside, -1. Okay, now I have, really? It does not want to. All right, we're deleting that. Oh, it's fine there. Sometimes I get in too much of a rush. So that should be fine. Bearing will sit there, it'll spin, everything will be good to go. We can turn these things back on. Let's turn the top body off. So now we have bearing there, bearing there. I need to add that same thing that we just did, but on these inside portions so that the bearings don't rub as well. Is this going to be designed for a 1.9 or any specific? I designed it for a 1.9, or I mean, technically it could be for any 12 millimeter hex wheel, but it's going to be best for if it's for a tire that's 4.75 inches or smaller in total OD. So if you used it for like drift wheels, that would be fine. You could do that as well. That those things would work, and hopefully these spacers would still work as well. But yeah, it's basically anything that uses a 12 millimeter hex and is 4.75 inches in total diameter or smaller. So before I forget, let's just, we're going to turn that back on. I'm going to grab those profiles and we're going to hit Q. I'm going to go -1 in that direction, 2 sides. So that is, on that direction, and we're going to go to, this is driving me nuts. It's all me. I keep clicking the wrong directions, but there we go. All right, we're getting there. Other than the fact that I need to hit edit and make sure that it does both bodies. We're going to check that everything worked properly on the inside once we kind of get through. But the whole point of me doing this big flywheel isn't just to make a flywheel. It was so that we could do something like this. What is the height of that top? Like that, that's fine. We're gonna do 50. I'm gonna hit P for project to grab that, just so I can grab that and do a midpoint. I'm gonna do 20 is fine. One back off. All right. Now we're going to go over -15 that way and -5 this way. Cut, but we're only going to do bodies 1 and like that. So now you'll be able to finger your tire balancer from the back. I'm a child. But you'll be able to You'll be able to spin it like the washing machine. 1.5. Ryan Frey donated again. I appreciate it very much. Thank you. Ryan Frey must be impressed at my. I'm not sure if it was at my what I planned, what I ability that I was adding to this, or let's do that. Let's see if it'll allow me to clean that up a little bit there. What is going on? Can't wait. Can't get. I can't get my message out. Um, yeah, I will try and pay attention for what your actual question was if I missed it before. I'm just gonna go to 5 there. I don't know how to super chat. No problem. I will. If you have a question, I'd be happy to do my best to answer. Just trying to smooth out the rear so whenever you reach around, you don't hurt your finger. So you can see the purpose though, right? How wide did I make that? Just stick a zip tie in there and spin it real fast. Not a terrible idea. 20 mil. It's only like 3/4 of it. I should probably make that wider. It's probably not a wide enough slot to get your finger in. That's better. So now we got that. Measure your finger. I mean, not like 19, 18, 19 millimeters, but still, you want to be comfortable. And I'm not saying, I bet you could, I bet like Alex is saying, you know what, we'll put some ribs around the outside of this so that, like if you do, put that in there and just, there's room in there for a small motor and a rubber band drive. You guys are killing me. So we've got that. We've got this part. Now we should really make this thing start looking like some sort of tire machine though. No? Do you not agree? Let's throw, now one thing I do, let's change the opacity of this to 50%. So we can kind of see through it, but we still have the ability to design around it. So I want to, Ryan, love what you do, man. You and to a lesser extent, Matt got me into scale crawling. Got a SCX10, a trail walker, and I learned a lot from your budget builds for the SCX10. Thanks and Merry Christmas. Matt, I appreciate it, Ryan. That is the fun part about this. I do enjoy the people that got into it because of it. It makes us feel like what we're doing isn't just for us. Because you never know. Yeah, that is why I do love the live streams, because it's like an actual real time interaction. It makes it enjoy. A lot of times, you're in here and you film and then you edit and you spend hours and hours and hours doing all of that stuff, and you're just like, hopefully somebody watches this because you don't know. But that is a big benefit of the live streams. Probably selfishly why I like doing them so much and so often. we're going to cut the front off there. Ryan Davis, I don't miss a live stream. Hey, appreciate it. So we do need, like, these tire balancing machines, they've got a bunch of pockets and things like that, which are easy for us to add in this case. But I'm going to look up tire ball, no, tire balancer. I'm going to pull up a couple of other photos for myself. Yeah, so some of them have like monitors and things like that above them, more so than the image that I'm using as a reference. But a lot of them, all those pockets are for different weights, aren't they? Yeah. So either way, we'll add the pockets and things like that. But at the same time, we need to, I think on this one, I'm going to make this area kind of look like the monitor. It's my tire balancing machine, and I can do what I want. And then we'll add for what are you guys numbers are you typing? Negative 0.8. Okay, now we'll add some arrows over here. I don't know, buttons, arrows. What should we add on the side? Like, I don't know. What do tire balancers have? Usually they just tell you what place to rotate the tire to stick weight on it, right? I mean, I guess I see some of these that have buttons. You probably have to put some sort of parameters in. I don't know. We're going to do something that looks like a 10 key just because I don't have a better idea. So those are going to be equal. Those two are equal. Oops. That and those equal. Okay. Depending on the age, they're either buttons or... Okay. That makes me feel a little bit better. Funny enough, I've been around one of these, but have never used them before. I used to work at a Country General before Tractor Supply bought them. Let's go 4.5. Yeah. Okay. Probably should also put one of those emergency stop buttons on there too. Oh, good idea. They usually have measuring arms that come off between the balancer and wheel to put the wheel dimensions. Oh, I see what you mean. That makes sense. Let's also put a bit of an outside border around those buttons. Oops. $1.5. Okay. Oops. Uh-oh. Don't lock up. Don't lock up. Oh, this is the worst. I didn't save yet. I don't know where the last autosave was, but let's just let me check, catch up on the chat for a minute. Oh, hold please. Dang it. That's what I get. I do not have crashes on here very often. That one. Oh, that hurts. That hurts. It was bound to happen one day, right? You're right. Oh, let's see where it says, hey, can I get, hey, how can I get Fusion 3? You just have to go through their site and sign up with the, go through like the steps to get a personal license. It's not, they don't make it super clear. It's one of the, I don't remember the steps. It's been a long time since I've done it, but you can do it. So let's see where our recovery. Let's open that. Hey, I don't think we lost anything. Let's hit save. Oh, we didn't. I don't think we lost a single thing. We lucked out. Alrighty then. Oof. Sometimes the computer gods are with us. Autosave has definitely done me pretty well on Fusion. I'm going to go negative 0.5. Cut. All right, we're going to, I'm going to turn the opacity control on that back to 100. Like Alex was saying, we should add the big red button. Too tall. 3mm, that'll work. We'll throw a chamfer on it. Who threw? Oh, Jesse's on the no audio train. Oh, the comment I saw first was someone says I've got audio. See, that's the good thing when people don't know the joke and they save me. All right, let's put some wheel weight cavities in the top, since that appears to be a common thing that these things possess. Same process basically as the keypad that we did, just I'm not even worrying about the the only thing I have to worry about here though is when we hit the we're going to hit the opening. See right there actually. So they're not very deep. Is that a problem? Does anybody see a big issue with that? Is it true that the VS410 rails bend easy? No. The first VS410 had different braces and with the big aluminum bumpers, people would bent them, but no. The VS410 rails are about as strong as anything. I do not know if I'm going to. I'm going to throw chamfers, or not chamfers, fillets in the corners of these. Got these corners, and that's the last of them. We can throw that style. That looks good. Where's my coffee pot? Yeah. I missed one right there. Edit. Is that the only one I missed? Nope. And there. Okay. Am I seeing all of them now? No. How? I can't. I feel like I should leave it just because, just for the sake of missing all of them there. Okay. Needs a cup holder too. A cup holder's not a bad idea. Let me throw a bit of color at this. Throw some red at it. Like that. We do need to put the big hood on it, right? We need to put the foot that comes out from the other side, or from the bottom side, to go underneath of the actual tire and wheel. Again, I don't necessarily suggest this for big, heavy 1.9 tires, but we're still trying to make it work for them. If you have smaller scale tires, I think that it would look much better. Now, the other thing is that I'm going to put a 2.6. I'm going to put a regular M3 thread down the end of this so that you can technically capture it with an M3 screw and like some sort of healthy washer. I don't want to make it too thin, but is what it is. We're only gonna be able to do so much. So again, the lighter the tire, it's, unless you're gonna try and print this out of like some sort of pretty healthy filament, PLA, too much weight over time. They definitely will like to kind of melt downwards. Let's put we're gonna round these corners. Make it look a little bit better once you soften those edges like that. Now, our first sketch was overall size. Now, the problem with trying to put the big hood And what's the what do you call that? A healthy washer. What the I mean, like a large size washer. Just healthy. Like it's a it's a way to put it. I think that's not totally ridiculous to say. So I'm thinking that I want to make a plate that goes on the side here that moves the adjustment point for the debris shield. Thank you. Debris shield. I'd like to make it so that debris shield, granted, you almost need different sizes for different tires at that point. Maybe I'll make a couple of different sizes, or maybe I can do that after the fact. I guess I'm going to work on the debris shield first. I'm going to offset it 3 millimeters, and then that is going to be our sketch point. We're definitely going to end up making a couple of these because I think that a 475 size is just so big and it's going to look so funky. Maybe we do the other one for like a 4.19. So we'll say 4.25 inch. That's better. I mean, I guess even some of them, like I'm looking at this, like that's a pretty good sized debris shield compared to the tire size. Then we're here, you have the big off-road one. Wow, look at that big foot that comes out from underneath of it. We should have done this one. This one looks way closer. Way closer to what I was drawing, but yeah, it'll be all right. So I'm not too terribly worried now. There seems to be kind of sizes all over the place. So we'll still do two, but I'm not. Oops, sorry, I got somebody. I need to. We'll start with the smaller one first, though, and then we'll do it like 4 millimeter thickness. I think is reasonable. Looking at these shields, they go. Looks like a lot of them go past the front edge. So let's go like that. Oh, I'm gonna do that, and we're gonna make sure that we're gonna basically just make these an even angle. Do that, and then we'll use a horizontal line. Hey, Tor, thank you much. Enjoy this. Knocks away. Google's richest country in the world. Guys, if you think knocks are worthless. I just like seeing knocks. I think that's fun. That's why we're going to do equal length constraint on those as well. Perfect. There we go. Now let's add some depth to the shield. 60 millimeters. Now I might not enclose the right side of this. Most all of these debris shield, or most of the debris shields that I'm looking at have them kind of enclosed, but in case you have a wider tire, I don't want it to actually, I don't want it to interfere. So we're going to leave that side like that. And then this side, I'm actually going to enclose because I'm going to kind of use it to help. -4. I'm going to help use it to attach it. Actually, I'm going to turn that sketch back on. So this is, the first one we're doing is for a 4.19 tire. I'm going to go back into that very first sketch and throw 4.25, oops, I'm at 4.25 inches. So that gives, I just wanted to do that so that it gave me an idea of where I need to actually rotate it, because it needs to clear the tire. So I need to kind of rotate it at a point where that's not going to interfere. So I'm just, so if I make a point, let's just say it rotates here, 3.5, we're going to dimension that off the origin, say 25 millimeters back, and 75 millimeters upward. Finish. I'm just going to test what this looks like. Select bodies. It's going to be that body. I'm going to select the pivot point at that, and then I'm going to hit accept. And now I can rotate it back, and nope. You can see how I need to actually have that rotation point all the way back. Or at least further upward. Let's see if I can, I'm going to do both and just see if I can avoid having to do a big arm. One more time, we're going to do that. Select the body, move the rotation point, select there, accept it. Nope, we're going to have it off the back basically. I kind of figured that just because of that being behind it, but sometimes it's easier to just draw it than think. That's okay. Like I was talking about, we're going to just make a plate. We're going to move it off of the back side, something like, and I'll make this plate adjustable for size for either hood. So that'll clear just fine. I could probably move it a little bit further inward, but it'll be right. So add sketch, 10 millimeters. And then we're going to do something like that. We're going to make these two equal line construction between them. Oops. Construction. This is just going to be a like that line. All right, I think, why is that not defined yet? Oh, because I didn't put an overall dimension on that. There we go. Now, Now I only went out 3 millimeters on that initially, but that's an easy change. We're going to go to 5 just because I'm trying to give this thing some strength. Like that. All right. I'm gonna select that. We're gonna move it out just another, well, 2 millimeters is all I needed. I definitely selected the wrong surface. We're an hour into this thing. We need to get moving because I do want to do Santa's sleigh for the 1.9s, even if it becomes a pretty quick and dirty project. That. And I'm gonna give it a little bit of clearance there just to make sure that it clears, because if we have let's say 6 millimeter screw head, we need to make sure that it clears that at, oh, actually we need to make sure that it has a stop too, so it doesn't. Can you inset it some as well? I don't know what you meant on that, sorry. Oh, the plate? I could, but I was thinking about having it be adjustable forward to backward, forward and back, so that depending on the size or whatever, we were able to make multiple parts work. Was my thought there. Grabbing that geometry there. Well, it's saying it's over constrained, but it's all right. We're gonna not join, we're gonna do new body so that it doesn't combine with both at the same time, but we are going to join those. Now, like I was saying, I need to add a surface here though. We're gonna offset it by 0.5. And then I'm just going to do a wedge like that. And that is just so that it closes onto that when the actual lid closes. And that way it doesn't want to keep rotating around. It's not fancy. You really won't see it. It's just there for the detail. Something like that. Let's put a small amount here. Just to kind of clean up those quarters a little bit. So now that will rotate clear out of the way. Let's duplicate. I just want to throw some. Done. Did that body combine? Oops. Just trying to make sure. Oh, that one did. Okay. That's one reason I do like when when I add color, because you can see when the bodies join. New body. There we go. Okay, we got it now. I need to add screw holes for that thing to attach, but we need to put a foot off the outside of this to add some stability. Doesn't have to be overly pretty, just trying to get over the center of mass, really. Which should be somewhere near the center of the tire, but 50. We're gonna go 40. Let's see if I turn that sketch back on. Got 4 millimeters of clearance at least. And now I want to do a couple of something like this. We're going to make these equal. Now, while those show they're interfering, okay, I'm just going to do a jack to grab that surface. Something through it. Not much, but it gives it a little. All right, so technically that should give you a tire machine. Rotating hood, that, oh, the one thing we didn't do is add the ability for any weight. So since we could need some ballasting, as was pointed out. Do that. And this should also make it, I'm gonna delete those. P for project, grab all of that. We're gonna inset in -3, 4. We're gonna go 4. Okay. We're going to offset from object by 4 millimeters. There. Now it's hollow inside. Still has plenty of support around all of the parts, but you can be able to fill those up with whatever you can throw in there. All right. Fix that. And I think that is a lot of lead. Screw holes for attaching the hood. Lego man, good call. I didn't leave myself a lot of room for that now, did I? But I think that it is important to have some screw holes because how do I want to do it? Top or bottom? We're going to change that body transparency again. Oops. Okay. Oh, I still have that one in the top there. Well, we could probably do it with hide them under it. But I have to, I need them. I need them to hold the top on. Um, let's say go from the bottom, but hmm. That is all right. I'm gonna actually. I know a couple. I'm gonna make a couple of small changes to make that happen, and I will do that off stream. Instead, I want to get to our other project, which I wanted to do holiday themed. Last one of these shows before Christmas. So there's your tire balancer. I'll probably make another hood as well for the larger size tires, and there you go. So that was that project. I'm going to I'll get a couple of little tweaks done to that, make the secondary hood, and I'll get all of those uploaded afterwards. But I wanted to do the sleigh, and I think I there. So now, while this is not the exact version, at least now we have, if people ask, they know what it is. So Santa's sleigh, front plane. We are going to let's do our sketch again so we have an idea. Let's do this for I'm 4.75 inch again because that's really all I probably have. So that's not true. I know I have other size tires, but if it works with these, it'll work with anything. Well, unless you're talking about 2.2s, but I can't help you there. I can't help you with redneck sleigh. Um, we need to make sure that this fits within an Ender 3 bed, which, if I'm not mistaken, is around 200 millimeters, correct? So, um, someone confirmed to me 220 is Ender 3 bed. Okay, that's good. So I made that 220. I probably should shrink that down by just a little bit, but I'm just going to leave that for right now. While I start arcing some things around, let's do a flowy arc into another arc there, and then make sure that it something like that. We're getting all kinds of artsy, the opposite of anything I normally usually do. We're just throwing some dimension stuff around at first, and then I'm going to go back in and add all of the tangent constraints. So I accidentally went to window, do that. Make sure that those are. So I'm going to move a couple of points around. Like I'm going to move this one here, and then I'm going to fix that point. So then it can't move. Same back here. I'm going to fix that point. Now we've got some hard points that are set. Those already show. I don't know why that shows tangent when that is definitely not tangent. So I like that about there. Fixed. Fixing points is not the route I normally go. I don't like to use that method of drafting, but when I'm drawing Santa's sleighs, I think it's okay. what that circle is that's blowing up, but alrighty, we're gonna just delete those points because that's unnecessary. Go. All right, I'm just going to start throwing some dimensions on here at the same time because they will help to get things locked into place. Let's go like 150. Help. Whoop, nope. Yeah, see? Now we're cooking with gas. See, we had another straggler line in there that was starting to mess with me. Going with a straight line just because that. See what I get for getting all ahead of myself. And then that's when oh, already was. Ugh. I'm already not happy. What we should have done. How about this? We're going to undo that, and I'm going to do it my way of drafting. It's going to be Santa's edgy geometric sleigh. I'm kidding. But we're going to do it with fillets, chamfers, and radii. Yeah, this is the Santa sleigh. It's like the Santa sleigh that nobody ever knew or wanted. We're going to go 5 millimeters, and then we're going to get this thing looking more the Tesla. It's the cyber sleigh. If I was going that way on purpose, it probably would have been almost funny. But instead, it just means that I was getting frustrated at wanting to draw curves. That. And if you're telling me it needs to be an old pillbox body for drag race, pillbox. I don't know. What's a HD pillbox? Oh, what that is? No more nice curves. 100% agree. Got rid of all of those curves. That was ridiculous anyway. I don't know who thought that was a good idea. Now I'm going to we're going to move this 50 millimeter. Yeah, that'll work. Mirror it. Oops. Bodies. Select that. Mirror plane. Right side. -4. Now we're going to I'm going to go with a lower back sleigh design because I think that's a better idea. And up front, we're going to go with a more full height design. Bat sleigh, yes, perfect. That's going to be. Should we do it in a new body, or we should just do it all at once? You guys could print that all at once. I mean, press fit together, touch of seal. I mean, it would print. It actually shouldn't be any problem to have it print all together. Like, why even deal with it in multiple pieces if we don't have to? Yeah. And then we can even, yeah, we'll just do that. Round a little bit of that. Then you don't have to, you can just do a low infill, like 10% infill. It'll be simple. Now, the only thing is that we should probably, I'll do an area that we can print the seat in it, but without, and that'll be separate. Then you don't have to, yeah, that's going to work just fine. Bodies. So we'll do something like, I'm thinking something in there. That will be fine. Okay. Like that, and then we're just going to bring that out 3 millimeters to join. That doesn't take any infill or anything like that. So that's not a problem. We're just gonna mirror that to both sides. Again, none of this is like, there's better ways to design this. We are doing this out of the fact that this is a sleigh, and who needs that? So that'll just give you an area, and you're basically going to use that to glue in Santa's seat. Santa, I know him. For that is a new body. Duplicate, edit, red. Boom. Like that. Big red bitch. XJ says, I printed out part of the benchtop lathe. Printed pretty nice. I'm glad to hear it. So the seat will be separate. It'll give you you can put all of your luggage trays in there. Jeff already has our Paletero Man carts printing, by the way. I joined the RC Hangout today on their podcast this morning, and they requested a Paletero Man cart, which I did not know what that was, but they explained it, and therefore I drew it. Add an engine. Where would the engine in a I don't what did we build engines for? Insert, derive, save and continue. Santa's sleigh. Oh, it doesn't want to do it right now. All right, well, you know what? Print out the V twin engine we did for the Barstool Racer, and you can just throw those wherever you like. Jet engine. Do I still have? No, I don't. That's because it crashed. I forgot. Jet engine between the skis. Oh, Boney Chuck, I think you might not have caught the fact that this is being designed so that you can bolt up a set of 1.9s to it rather than your traditional Santa's sleigh. So again, let's do a polygon. And we're going to polygon here. Now, we're just going to put hexes right in it, attached in some fashion. We're going to make sure that they don't hang below the base so that everything is easier to print for sure. X for construction, we're going to drop that there. All right, we're just going to, we're going to dimension 75. Still fits well within. Yeah, how about that? Let's go 85. Okay. It's a shorter wheelbase than our initial look was. Again, I think it's going to look better with some smaller 1.9s for Santa's sleigh, but throw those out there, and then what we'll do is project those surfaces. We're going to tie that. I'm just going to select them all the way to each other. This one, we're going to go up. Grab that. I'm going to dimension these in a second, but actually about like that. 45 degrees. Now let's do some like, let's go 6.5 there. 6.5 here, and do a circle based on that. And this is going to be kind of like a, let's bring off of that by -6. Okay. I think like that. Nope, you can't do that. We're going to join. Oh, we needed to finish the back. That's okay. We'll go back and do that real quick. But it's going to have a kind of a design like that so that you can, we'll make sure we put a hole through there. You can be able to attach them. Can't remember what dimension we used there. 20. Use the same. Oh, damn, I guessed almost the same. Offset that, negative 6.5. There we go. Totally gonna put some M-class wheels and tires on it. Fantastic. Yes. I fully support that. I think that would be the best look. Features, we're going to mirror that last one and the previous. Mirror plane is going to be the mid. Hit OK. So now you're going to have, oh, I missed that area. Okay, fixed that. There we go. 5mm shafts so we can run AR-44 axes. 5mm shafts. That's going to be more difficult. This was definitely supposed to be an easier one. I'm thinking I should connect those hexes front to rear though, just so that the wheels don't end up wanting to make the whole thing bow even easier. Turn that back off. So I'm going to sketch in there. We're going to just project the hexes. Like that. That'll give you a little bit more strength. We could do a triangle brace. It's kind of in, but I was just going to connect them. It'd be a little bit easier. Just for quickness, since we're over it, we're an hour and a half in on this already. Some Festivus for the rest of us. Let's do a couple, since I kind of gave up on some of the frilly stuff. We're gonna add a detail piece in the front that gives us the whirl part. That is difficult though, to actually make that. I don't use splines in this very often. Whoop. That's some Grinchy looking spline, right? Something like that. How, I mean, I think I could live with that. Now, I'm going to do, if I finish that sketch, we use the pipe, we do square, we select that path, and then we do 3mm. We do it as a new body. Maybe we go up to 4mm. I'm kind of okay with that. We hit OK. I'm going to select that. I got to go out 2 so that it doesn't interfere. I'm going to then hit OK. All right. I'm okay with that. How many times am I going to say that, do you think? We're going to get 6, 6. Oops. Eight there. About like that. Okay. So then I'm going to do this here. Okay. Perfect. This is going to work out just fine. We're going to put a couple of holes to there. Looking good. Are those leaf spring mounts? They are not. They are Festivus miracles. We're going to grab these. Like that. Now we just need to mirror that part to the other side. Hit OK. Whoop, what? The features, mirror. Why did they go away? That was bizarre. Mirror. Oh, feature. I need to mirror the body. There we go. Maybe that'll do it. Okay. And now we need to mirror a feature set. Oops. And that's going to be that last one so that we end up with holes over here to mount it. And hit OK. Boom. Holes done. We need to put some holes. Oh, save. 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 Thank you. Who said that? The Bigfoot. F-U-T. I'm not too disappointed with my little curly deals there. That is not a part that I would say I normally draw. And we need, again, we're going to use 3mm screws because I think that, even I don't have a very good selection of 4mm screws, anything like that. So I'm going to just put 3mm screw holes through here. Find yourself a healthy washer to retain your 2.6 non-construction. Okay. $15mm hole. Mirror that feature. Same side. Okay. Got it. Next week, we need champagne bottles and glasses. That would be perfect for Wednesday top 10 creep. Wait, what was going on? He doesn't need to save it. It needs to protect their work if they're. Are the wheels not going to rotate? They are not going to rotate. I'm sorry, that was not an option on this one. Longer hexes for backspacing clearance. That is a fantastic point, Dana. We already measured last time that we knew we needed at least 18mm. That is only 8mm. So I need to add at least 10mm. Well, for some. I almost just have to add these out and you guys just like cut them down to the width you want, right? So we're going to select both of those, and I'm going to add 10 millimeter. So that's 18 millimeter. That should give you enough back spacing to run this, which is a Method 1.9 and a 350 hub. So that's a pretty close to stock. These are 12 millimeter hex, so standard. Sure, that. Okay, let's double check. This would be a long print. If anybody actually prints this, I'll be shocked, but it should fit. Should fit fine. Let's throw impact. That, oops. Dang it. I don't know what I just undid. Hopefully nothing that I needed. HD, impact. Negative 0.4. Needs more gifts. The gifts are up to you. You need to, at the backspace scene, rub the curly bit. Yeah, but also these things aren't going to rotate since the hexes don't rotate. So they might, or maybe they won't. That's a, do you want me to go a little bit further? I'll go a little bit further. I'll add 12. Then therefore, it should be much closer. Needs more engine. Damn it, Alex. Let me see if I can open. Okay, what did we build? Barstool Racer. Open. Oh, they will rotate. So we have this engine, which I believe was one body. So if I trying to think if I can just import that. Insert drive. I think it's pretty small. Well, it's not that small. But where are you going to put this thing? Like, you're going to put it in the rear or inside? Because I mean, it feels like it needs to be rear engine or front. Do we cut out a hole in the front and mount it up there? Oh, I'm dropping frames. Sorry. Oof, dropping frames hard. Sorry. Let's buffeting. Hopefully those frames pick up before too long. I apologize. I'd say rear mounted. I'd say rear mounting as well, right? But do we put it this way or do we rotate it? Maybe what would be considered an improper way. I mean, I guess technically like a Porsche engine rotates in this direction and then transaxle. think that this direction, that clears. We're going to mount it right there, which I'm fine with. Then we are going to do a small cut here. We're going to make sure that that is in line. 30 is fine. This should be a fairly... We have 13 minutes left. We're going to mess with this for 13 more minutes. And then we're going to call it. Oh. Edit. We need to only cut body. Okay. Hey, Jeremiah, thanks for the donation. Hey, Josh, so when are you taking your new Jeep on the Rubicon? Missed most of how big will this be? This will be the proper size to fit onto a Ender 3 bed. So under that 200 millimeter sweet spot. And as far as my Jeep going on the Rubicon, I have no aspirations of taking my new Gladiator on the Rubicon. That I still have to pay for that thing every month, and I'd much rather it be drivable while I'm paying for it. So we're going to take that and let's hit new body for the moment. That until we join. Oops. Okay. And we'll throw a chamfer on the back just because that is something we can still print, but it will still look reasonable. Now we need to make sure we can put a hole in it. Okay. Got that. Bring that back. 3.5. 5. Okay, so we've got the holes in it. There we go. I know it covers up the HD. That doesn't bother me. Got that. What was someone else saying? A steering column? Do we have time for that? Yeah. Was there a, we're gonna hit save quickly. Put a steering wheel racer on the bar stool, right? Or steering wheel on the bar stool. Nope, we did not. It had. I guess we could just draw one. Need to make it separate anyway, but go-kart, yeah. Let's open the ABCD. Go-kart, open. I can derive from it, but it was an awful, oh, I put a texture on it. I was like, what in the world happened there? Insert, derive. go-kart. We just need to select the wheel. We'll see how tiny and ridiculous this looks. Pretty tiny. Everything is rotated funny. We need to set the pivot. I'm going to set it down there and hit OK. So I can rotate that 90. Then I'll move the pivot back. Oop. What do you guys think of that? Is way too small, isn't it? I don't like that at all. There is a scale that. Let's go. Whoa, 2 times way too big. 1.25. That'll work. I can fix the center hole dimension. Now put it to one side, right? Yeah, that'd be great. .5. Let's do a 8mm column. This will be a separate piece, so you don't have to print this with a buttload of support, but that's just going to be a new body. Okay. We're going to do something like this. And a top. Actually, we'll just go 3.5. We have to go up to like 15 here. Now we're going to pattern. Oh, we're almost out of time. Three is what I'm looking for. Perfect. All right. And actually, I'm going to change that a little bit so that that one isn't going to be a pass through. 2.6, so it's threaded. And then we're going to do I'm going to do a new sketch. This plane, P for project, grab all of those. 3.5. 5, lastly 5, and we're going to drag that through the front side. Now you'll bolt on the steering wheel from the front. We're going to make sure that it only cuts body 1. Perfect. That That actually looks kind of funny. So wow, it's still 7:56. I swear it was 7:56 last time I looked. Maybe it was 7:54. There you go. Pedals in the shifter. Insert drive. Was it from that? Footy gas pedal? Did it not? There it is. Except we're going to rotate it. 90. But this is a glue-on. This is a glue-on foot gas pedal. That's all you get. There you go. You just get one. It only has one pedal. Santa doesn't have time for brakes. There you go. There is our festive solution to this week. Motorhead Santa. No gear shift? Nope. I do have one, but it would have to be like a big old foot shift or something like that. Can you inlay the sides a bit so they aren't just flat slap? Dana, that's a pretty good idea. I as much as I don't like that idea, I do like that idea. I'm gonna roll these back quite a ways though, so that I can grab simpler geometry. Hey Jeremiah, I actually did see that chat. I do not have. When you take an energy for the country, I missed the most. How big will this sled? I did see that, man. Sorry, I don't know why you didn't hear it, but no, like I was saying, I do not have plans to take my Jeep onto that trail. That is a lot more involved than what I'm ever hoping to do with that Jeep. Most I'm ever hoping to outfit that thing with is some is like, I don't know, maybe some overland-ish type equipment, but not really. Like, I'm not really a big camper. I just like the way some of that stuff looks. 5 there. 5 there. Q. -1. Some inset like that. And then let's mirror that to the other side. There we go. We still dodged everything. Let's see if we can clean this up just a little bit. It's 8 o'clock on the dot. It is time to wrap this up, but you know we can't help but add some fillets. The Santa's sleigh project came out way better thanks to you guys. I would not have thought about adding a motor and steering column and blah, 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 blah. You guys did a great job with those suggestions. Much appreciated on my part as well there. Airplane. Did it take? It didn't. It does. It never likes to do that. Dang it. Eric, I already bragged about doing the What do you, Palatero cart? Something I didn't know what it was or how to say it, and I still I think you guys it's just a fancy word for ice cream cart, which I know you guys say as well. So Matt, would you stop bugging me about what Windows? That's what I'm getting for Christmas is a copy of Windows. I did 4 millimeters on. Wait, why did it take? What the hell happened? Why did it undo my? I'm very confused. I have no idea how that happened. Dang it! I got to redo this. Oh wait, no. All right, I'll get that fixed. But there is your Motorhead Santa's sleigh. And that's why you activate warranties. So that was fun. I hope somebody prints this thing because that was kind of ridiculous and kind of cool. That does it for this episode. New wheels or tires? Come on. Those are on you. Any 12 millimeter hex wheel should bolt up onto this as long as it's somewhere around an 18 millimeter offset. And that's all you get. If you need a Windows key, I think I have like 7 or 8 laying around. Oh, I do. Otherwise, I'm just going to buy one off of Kingwin. That's what I did for my other ones. But yes, I will. Will do. I like ridiculous. Dana, I can always count on you. Appreciate it. So, they will not spin. That is correct. This is for this is for display only. I don't want it rolling off your table with any of the with any of these gifts, any of the work that you put into your redneck sleigh. I'm gonna get these all. Oh, they will spin. I'm ready to see what you have in mind there, big red bitch. I'm gonna get this uploaded. I'm gonna get everything broken apart and make some modifications to the first one that we worked on, which was the tire balancer. So you guys can continue to outfit your shop. Yeah, there you go. If you don't have a 3D printer yet, get a 3D printer because then you could have your own 3D printed Motorhead sleigh. But that's going to do it for this one. Thanks as always, guys, for joining. That is going to do it for the 28th episode of this. 28 episodes. That is why we're down to printing Santa's sleigh. Anyway, that's all I got for this one. Scale news still coming this week. Probably still going to do a live on Friday, even though that it's actual Christmas. It's a Festivus miracle. And yeah, I appreciate it. Thanks for all you guys' support. Everybody for the, I'm going to go check one thing. Hold on. Thank you to Team Garage Hack, Ryan Frey, Tor, and Jeremiah. All of you were great. I appreciate it. Everyone else, thanks for joining. Oh yeah, and Matt's building an SMT10 kit live the day after Christmas. So make sure and join while you sit around from eating too much. That's the plan for me as well. Later. Have a good weekend, or have a good week. Start to the week. Take it easy.